This is the story of me in about 2 to 3 minutes. So, I grew up in the city of Chicago. My exact address was 4039 North Kildare, for any of you Chicagoans. It's the northwest side. Not too bad of an area unless you go too far east or south. And I went to Newberry Math and Science Academy, which I know it sounds all fancy, but really was not that great of a school. It was a Chicago public school system, and what happens was the high-rise projects, which is the free public housing, wound up, their schools got shut down, so we got flooded with hundreds of kids, and my school wound up seeing a lot of gang activity, and I started getting a little more violent and getting in fights, so my mom wanted us to move out to a safer neighborhood, where we moved out to the suburbs. And that's why I consider myself suburban, which all that means is I got the best of both worlds. I grew up in the city, but then, kind of acquired that suburban cultural identity, which isn't bad. I appreciate it, and I embrace that a little bit. But I guess it's tough because, we had this idea that when we moved out to the suburbs, everything would be great. We'd settle down and I guess my mom wanted to live out the rest of her life there, but our idea was that we'd all grow old together and things would be different. But unfortunately, what wound up happening is my mom got stage 4 ovarian cancer when I was in 8th grade. So all of a sudden, I'm in 8th grade, and at this point, my dad was already out of the house. He had a couple problems with the IRS, but I had to take on a lot more than I had originally expected in 8th grade. So I was looking out for my younger brother. He's my only sibling. And shortly after my mom got cancer, I wound up getting type 1 diabetes, as you can see from my medical alert chain. So, things really flip-flop. Things really went from this perfect lifestyle to boom. All of a sudden I'm going to lose my mom and I have diabetes and I'm with my brother and I wasn't exactly sure what's going to happen. And we only had about a year or two to prepare for my mom's death. And we had chosen to live with one of my friend's families who wasn't doing very well financially. So my mom set up a trust fund and this foster family moved in with us. And what happened was they kind of stole the money from my mom, and we kind of went in and out of court, and my history teacher took my brother and I in, and we finished up the court system, and we wound up losing a little bit of money, about 70 grand from it, but it's nothing that we didn't recover from, until finally I was picked up by my blood family, Aunt Debbie, which is who I live with today, with my brother and my dog, my golden retriever, Elsie. And I think that we have this idea in life that things are just always going to be the way you want them to. And I think especially people with money, you think that life is just perfect. But the problem is things don't always go the way you wanted to. And even though things went very horribly and didn't go the way I exactly planned it, for me to be where I am today, I'm very satisfied. I wound up getting accepted to KU. I'm in college, and for a foster kid, I'm very proud of myself. I could have easily have just, fallen apart, and nobody would have told me otherwise. Everyone would have just said, hey, things didn't go your way, and we understand if you can't recover from this. But I think that's why I want to kind of give that message to people, that you just have to stay positive, no matter what happens. Things aren't always going to go your way, and I think that you have to find in times of desperation, you have to find the most positive aspects of life. You have to take the positives from negatives.